Hello and welcome back to Star Trek Online. So at the moment we've got the mirror invasion event going on. So it's select the Terran, select the mission, and we'll take the advanced one as well. So whichever one comes up first, we'll do. It's quite a hefty mission. I've got one of my better ships, which is my Obelisk, which is also my favourite ship to be fair. And I'm going to be using that one. I stand more of a chance. Right. That didn't take long. We're going to go in there. I'm going to try not to talk through the intros, and I'll come back on the fighting.
Our forces have repelled a Terran scout force, but I believe a full-scale invasion from the mirror universe is imminent. We cannot allow them to take control of Bothell Station. The mirror forces will open rifts from their universe. Close these rifts to keep their ships out. Science vessels can do this faster. The station's power systems were damaged in the initial assault. If you divert power from the secondary relays, we can channel it into our systems and bring defenses back online. Cruisers will complete this task more quickly. The more power you divert, the more quickly we can make our repairs. We are preparing an anti-tachyon pulse to close the rifts and send the ships back to their own universe. But it will take time to bring it online. During the invasion, you will need to protect the station from attack.
Right, so we're back. So we're going to concentrate on the relays. I think we have got a couple of science vessels. I'm not sure, looking at that, whether we've got any cruisers though. So we're going to. It doesn't take that long actually, but obviously the cruisers do it that bit a little bit quicker. The only thing we've got to try and do, what I've noticed, is you've got to keep that relay up. So as soon as you've got that up, then the station will fire the tachyon beam a lot sooner. The longer it's left, the more and more ships spawn in, and hopefully the one over there, we have got a science vessel. I can see we've got they've got one of them Lucari things, the free one we got last what was it? The last anniversary in January. So we've got at least one in here. So hopefully here start taking care of the ruptures in the singularities in space, because that's what they're going to be coming through. And if you don't keep a hold on those, they come, well, they're everywhere, and then you've got ships all around you. It gets really busy. So if we can try and keep this up first, and then I'll go over and give him a hand, because he looks like he is trying to get the singularities. The trouble is, every time he gets hit, it cancels it. So you need to clear everything around you and then quickly get the singularity before it starts spawning other ships through. We should be able to take hopefully some of the damage. We're only a tier 5 upgrade ship, but she does tank quite well. And I've got to keep trying to remember to keep my eye on my fighters as well. I can replenish their shields if I remember. I generally concentrating on everything else, and they're actually when I look up, they're all dead, but they're all still up at the moment. The shields are getting a little low. Well, a couple of them are. I think there's a couple of the singularities look like they're already, he has closed a couple, I believe. Need to keep an eye on the relay as well. I think there's another ship over there though. Yeah, there is. There's another ship over there, so it looks like he's taking care of that. So we can carry on trying to protect the science ship if he can. There's more singularities. In fact, that one's just closed. Is that one just closed, or is that? 100% sure. No, that's spawning still. I think that one just came out of there, didn't it? So hopefully we can get that one. We can't do anything at the minute because we're getting hit. It's just. We need to get a free space, try and clear everything around. I've lost some fighters. As soon as I've got the timers down, we'll try and spawn some more. We spawn 3 at a time. I get to spawn, well, there's 2 tabs, so I can essentially spawn 6 at a time. We try. We're not doing too bad actually. The front shields are a little bit down, so. And we're caught in a tractor beam. We'll try and get rid of that because some of the systems keep shutting down. Yeah, we keep turning the ship. The rear all the shields are gone now. I've been hit by something hefty. I have got a miracle worker still available. I'm not going to use it just yet. I'll wait until he starts knocking down the hull. And no, my shields are back up again. So whatever it was, they shut them down temporarily. So I don't know what they're firing. That's probably one of their science officer effects. It's not looking, there's actually not too many singularities around us, and there's not actually that many ships. So I think we're keeping a hold on this. The last round I had of this, it got really busy. I nearly lost a ship a couple of times, but this is actually going to plan so far. We are levelling up. If you look on the right below the mini-map, there's like the red and blue line. We've got to get that blue line right over to the right side, and then above that you've got it looks like a level bar, and we've got 2 of them filled in so far, and we've got to try and fill them all in. That's what the relay, every time you turn a relay on, that loads that up, as long as you can keep the relay up and running. Looking around at we've still got a ship around the relay, I believe. Looking on the mini map, I can see there is a player there. Don't know if you can quite see that. It's just quite difficult. I'll take a look around as well. I can't actually see the relay. Where's it gone? I've got it on auto aim, so the camera tends to. Oh, that's it. We get the cascade. That's working nicely. That's nice. We hit the cascade and then it kind of charges up for every time you get hit, and then it throws it back out in electrical charges in multiple directions. If we can kill these ships around, then hopefully we can get rid of this rift here. Still a fair few. Starting to get, my shields are down, they're starting to get my hull. We might have to. No, Miracle Walkers are not actually available at the moment. I do have a couple of skills. One, if I get too far, it tends to jump me out of the range and gives me a chance to reload. But that didn't happen, so obviously I wasn't. I think it needs to be something like 10% or something. If I get down to the last 10%, then it doesn't always do it, but sometimes it jumps me out. But I think we got away with it. Our shields are back up again. Still not been able to clear any of these singularity. But they are disappearing. So I think the science guy is probably managing. The guy in our science vessel is probably managing to stay out of the battle long enough to. There are a couple of buffs he can do to kind of confuse the enemy for a few seconds, and that could give him enough time to close some of them off. But they are closing. There's another one gone there. Look, he's just got rid of that one. So he's been busy. We're just coming up for the last level. If you look, the blues getting to the edge of the red. As soon as that is completely blue, we'll be on the next level. So we'll just have one more to go after that. So we've got a little bit more of holding off, because that science vessel is definitely doing the business where it's coming to these the rifts. He's definitely keeping them closed, because I don't think we haven't closed anything. I think all we did was a relay right at the start. The rest of the time we've been pretty much fighting all the way through. But if that means he can do it, his ship's design is faster in these missions anyway. No, I don't think. Am I closing that, or is he closing that on? It doesn't matter. I think he got that done and it shut down just before I finished. So we'll go over towards this singularity. If there's anything spawning out of there, we might be able to close that one. Oh, well, there is a few ships here. Okay, let's see if we can clear these up. I've still got all my fighters available, that's good. And a few of them are levelled as well. They've got the little stars underneath underneath each ship. The more stars, the better they are. Get some nice traits which will affect your fighters and the way they level. You can give them 50% buff on their levelling speed, which I think we have got on this one. They do die a lot, so you want them to get up to full potential as quickly as possible. And they definitely get in there amongst it. They're definitely doing the damage. Right, we are about there, I think. Now we've got to wait for the timer to run out, so in the meantime we've got to shut as many rifts down as we can. And there's a few rifts over in the background, so if we head over towards those and start shutting them down, we seem to be really keeping control of the map on this. This is normally we're getting swamped by this point, and there are a fair amount of ships, but they're all fairly localised. We seem to be cleared one side of the map, and we're working our way across as a big group. We just seem to focus in. They don't seem to last long. As soon as they get targeted, their health just seems to evaporate. So not too. A little bit more on the timer now. We've still got some rifts to close. The more we can close, the next part when they send a dreadnought through, which will be named generally after one of the StarTrek, or any of the StarTrek carriers. I've seen a Spock, Kirk, and a number of others. Can't quite remember, but yeah, you tend to see a random one each time. I think there's a McCoy as well. Using the cascade, because it stores up the energy and then pushes it out in electrical bursts in all manner of directions once it's charged. That's a perk that comes with this vessel. It's a console you get. It's rather nice. Seems to do the job anyway. Alright, we're getting under the 2-minute mark. So we've just got to keep closing as many rifts as we can to make the next a little bit easier. The more rifts are left open, the dreadnought, when it comes through, he'll come through with all manner of other ships as well. But he will, when he starts taking damage, he will escape through a rift and then reappear at a different point in the map. So we need to close as many off as we can to stop him keep jumping out, and then we can pretty much all focus fire and kill him. That bit doesn't seem to be a problem. It's just stopping him from jumping out each time, which is has been a problem on some of the other instances I've played of this. But then again, looks like we've got some some seasoned players in here today, because they're definitely doing the business. Fired from all manner of direction. Even though this is only a tier 5 ship with it's a tier 5 U, so it's got the upgrade. It's not as powerful as the tier 6 ships, but this is, I think, the best tank I've got so far. And I've got a couple of nice tier 6 ships, but I think this one definitely does tank very well for considering what it is. It doesn't have quite the health pool some of the tier 6s have.
Firing station plasma lands in 3, 2.
But it definitely can take a beating. Seems to have mellowed out a bit now. It got really intense there for a minute. Right, I think we're ready to move on to the next stage.
Firing anti-tachyon pulse. Defense relays are offline. It's working. The Terran ships are being forced back to their own universe. Massive energy spike detected. They're opening more rifts. Mirrored dreadnought coming through. The dreadnought is emerging from a rift. Firing station plasma lands in 3, 2, 1.
Right, a number of rifts would have opened around the map, so we're just going to go for the closest one. Out of one of them will be that dreadnought. He might not necessarily be in the one that we're doing. In fact, it doesn't look like he is. So we'll try and finish off here, kill everything around it, and then close the rift off, and then move on to the next one. Sooner or later we will come across the dreadnought. They're quite hefty ships. Much we've moved quite away from this one. We need to get back towards the rift. Come on. Sometimes, I mean, this is a fast ship, but sometimes it feels very, very slow. Come on, there we go. Get that. See, it doesn't take us that long to do it, but obviously the science ships do it that much faster. Right, let's move on to the next one. Looks like we've got a ship with us with this one, so it should be a little bit quicker getting it down. There's no dreadnought here, so yeah, it shouldn't take too long. These ones don't normally last that long. Right, is he going to get that down, or hang on, I've got one more ship to get rid of.
2, 1.
Oh, he's a bit more tougher. Right, that rift is gone. Let's move on to the next one. There's a fair few players around this one. That might be where the dreadnought is.
The rifts are closed. We have the dreadnought.
And it's trapped. Good. And it's the ISS Kirk.
2, 1.
So it's the mirror version of Kirk. Who, I think he wasn't in one of the original episodes, wasn't he? The mirror version. I think that's when they first introduced the mirror universe. I'm not a great buff on all that stuff, but I did like the series. Alright, so we've done it. Now we've got to do now is choose what marks we want. I've done a few today because it is a marks weekend, so we're getting a bonus on them. So I've done a number. Yeah, Dyson I can do at a later date. I quite enjoyed doing the ground battle
The
zone.
dreadnought has been destroyed, and the area is free of transdimensional portals. Thank you. Without your help, Valvel Station would have been lost.
And to finish it off, he just gives you a little rundown of how well you did in the battle, what marks you won't wear, like closing off rifts and beating the boss within a time limit, and getting the defences up to level 10 if you can. Alright, let's move on. Right, so what all that's for, we do that 14 times and we get to hand them in and we get all these lovely rewards. You will gain 500 Lithium, or 500 fleet marks, 250 reputation marks of your choice, and mirror universe phase dual pistols. I haven't got any of those, so they might be quite good, but they're a decent grade anyway. They're rare, so they'll be a decent weapon. And all we've got to do is donate. Now I've got 11 days worth, even though only 10 days has passed. I've still got one left over from the last time it was on. So you donate them into the contributions. I've got a couple more, so I should be done by Tuesday. And then after that, I think I should be able to maybe get a couple of days, and you might get a daily reward of an upgrade pack or something like that. It's generally what it is. You get something to a universal upgrade, which is essentially, let's go to the R&D, essentially these things here, except these are specific. You can get a universal one, so you can pretty much use it on anything, which again come in rather handy for upgrading all your weapons and stuff, to get them to, obviously, so you can get them gold, as many as you can. Obviously that means you do more damage when you're out in space. I've still got a couple to do. These need doing. I've got quite a few bits to do in actual fact. I've got a few of them leveled up all the way, but trouble is I run out of upgrade kits. Oh, I've got 4 for that one. But I've got to get 70,000. That gives 2. So yeah, it's not going to do much yet, so I might as well save them up. So anyway,